Welcome to Clearwater Beach, the quintessential Florida beach town with miles of gorgeous, powdery white sand and seemingly endless options for entertainment, both on the water and on land.
Or at least that was the case before September of 24, when Hurricane Helene brought 7-foot storm surge and massive flooding to Clearwater Beach, only to be followed by Hurricane Milton and its 100-mile-per-hour wind gusts just a couple weeks later.
Now, it's been nearly a year since those storms wreaked havoc on Clearwater Beach, and we're here to show you whether or not this famous Florida beach town is once again worth visiting for your next beachfront getaway.
Now, we've actually spent quite a bit of time here on Clearwater Beach prior to the hurricanes, and we've taken you to at least 20 Clearwater Beach businesses on this channel. But since we like to try to keep things fresh and exciting, today we're going to focus on taking you to some Clearwater Beach spots that we haven't yet visited, while also checking in on some of our old favorites along the way to see if they're back up and running.
Our first of many stops on Clearwater Beach today is right here on North Clearwater Beach, which is actually located more in the central area of the island, but is on the northern end of the more touristy area. Normally we do give you a close-up of the sand to show you what it's like, but unfortunately earlier today it was raining quite a bit, so it's pretty packed right now. So hopefully later today or tomorrow we'll be able to show you what the sand usually looks like.
Now, as you can see behind me, the beach here on North Clearwater Beach looks amazing even on a gloomy day like this one. And in our opinion, it's every bit as beautiful as it was prior to the hurricanes.
If you are thinking about coming to North Clearwater Beach, there are a couple things you might want to know. First, this is a dog-friendly beach, so you can bring your furry friends. And second, there are no amenities here. Even the trash cans end at the main area.
Now, because this section of beach is a little more removed from the most touristy area of Clearwater Beach, you're not going to have as convenient access to a lot of the businesses, but you will still find some really good spots within about a 10-minute walk or so, including Palm Pavilion, the Frenchies that's right on the beach, as well as a cool little bakery that we just got coffees and a breakfast snack from just a few minutes ago. And we're going to show you that experience before we take you further south down Clearwater Beach.
We put this place on our list because we wanted to grab some coffee before going out to the beach, but as I was reading the reviews, I saw that everybody was talking about the cinnamon rolls, so we had to get one. Now, this looks amazing, and we were not expecting it to be this big. Now, that is a good cinnamon roll. It's warm, it's soft. The brown sugar sauce on it is delicious, and I think the frosting is a cream cheese base. I see why so many people rave about these. If you're craving a sweet treat, I would highly recommend it.
So to me, that kind of tastes like a cross between a cinnamon roll and monkey bread. And as someone that generally prefers monkey bread over cinnamon rolls, I am not complaining. It is great. So we went with the brown sugar and cinnamon latte. We got a 20 ounce, which actually comes with 3 shots of espresso. And I would say that is perfect because you can really taste the coffee flavor. You can still taste the brown sugar and cinnamon a little bit as well, but it doesn't overwhelm the coffee. I'm not sure how well you'll be able to hear it through these phone microphones, but the thunder is really rumbling right now. Thankfully, the storms do seem to be staying out to sea, at least for now, but I have a feeling at some point today we're going to be getting wet.
If you're not just looking for a relaxing beach day, North Clearwater Beach is a great destination as well, because from here you can walk to Caladesi Island State Park, which just recently reopened after the hurricanes, and there you can find an even more secluded beach.
Now, even though the water in the Gulf is never quite as pretty on a cloudy day as it is on a bright sunny day, for some reason I always find that the sea oats look a lot better when it's more on the gloomy side like it is right now. Now, as you've probably noticed, the wind is picking up, the waves are picking up, and I have a feeling the storm's gonna be here before we know it, so it seems like a pretty good time to make our way to our brunch spot. So on our way to our brunch spot, we had to stop by Palm Pavilion to make sure it was back open, and we were so happy to find that it is, because along with Frenchie's Rockaway Grill, this is probably our favorite spot on Clearwater Beach that's actually located right on the beach. They have this awesome beachfront bar here, and over at Frenchie's Rockaway Grill, you can actually dine with your toes in the sand, and we have confirmed that they're back up and running as well.
Right next to Frenchie's, we were happy to find that the cooler was also back open. And just a couple blocks from that, so was our brunch spot.
Our brunch spot is Clear Sky, which we have been recommended by so many people. It's located at the base of the Residences at Sand Pearl, along with Havana Cigars. Across the street is Hogan's Hangout and the Mint Box, all of which we have taken you to before on this channel, and all of them have since reopened.
So we got seated here at Clear Sky right around 11:30, which ended up being really good timing because the rains haven't started yet, and also they offer their breakfast menu until noon. I went with an Oscar Crab Benedict, and Jimmy went with a corned beef and eggs.
I fully intended on coming here and ordering their French toast because that's one of the most mentioned items in the reviews, and they flavor their egg batter before they cook it. But after that cinnamon roll this morning, I had to go for something savory.
So this Benedict came loaded with some huge chunks of crab, and they are so tender and delicious. I really like the addition of the asparagus as well. The muffin is a little bit chewy and kind of hard to cut, but I do like it. Overall, this is a great Benedict.
For some reason, when I saw corned beef on the menu, I thought it was going to be more of a traditional corned beef hash, but this is very different. It's shredded corned beef on top of fried potato wedges with poached eggs, but I really like it. The corned beef is very flavorful, and those poached eggs are cooked perfectly.
So I gotta say, our first experience at Clear Sky was a good one. The food was good, the service was good, and we also really enjoyed the atmosphere. I describe it as kind of a modern beachy diner. Now next time we come here, I do think we'll try the French toast, and we'll probably try their beignets as well, because the table next to us got an order of them and they looked fantastic. Now I gotta say that this place is probably our new #1 breakfast spot in Clearwater Beach, because unfortunately our old #1 breakfast spot, Ryan's Island Cafe, is not currently open, and from what I've been able to tell, it has no plans of reopening, at least not in its current location. So if any of you out there have any updates on Ryan's, please let us know in the comments.
We've made it out onto Pier 60. The first portion of the pier has reopened, but the second portion, where you typically would have to pay a small fee to go out and fish on, has not reopened yet. Now we are here on a Tuesday in late summer. The kids are back in school. It's been kind of a dreary, rainy, windy day, and this is about as empty as you'll find Clearwater Beach unless there is a hurricane. Now you can rent loungers and umbrellas, and usually there are a bunch of inflatables for kids, but because of the weather, those are all deflated.
When we got here, we did notice that the amenities and concessions are open, so you can buy your coffee, get some ice cream, do some shopping, or use the restrooms. This area is also where you'll find a couple of our favorite beachfront bars. Down there is Tommy's Tiki. It's right on the beach. It does look like it's currently closed due to the weather, but we have confirmed that it has opened after the hurricanes. And down there in the Opal Sands is where you'll find the Sandbar. Now that bar's a little bit more upscale, but they do make some really good drinks and have some really nice views. And we have confirmed that that place is back open after the hurricanes as well.
Just outside of the entrance to Pier 60 is a stop for the Suncoast Trolley. So if you're visiting and wanting to check out beaches to the south of Clearwater Beach all the way to St. Pete Beach, here's where you can hop on the bus.
Now, while it may not be too busy right now, this area around Pier 60 is typically the busiest area of Clearwater Beach. It's where you'll find one of the main beach accesses, a huge public parking lot, and it's within short walking distance of all sorts of bars, restaurants, and activities. Now, if you happen to be driving a vehicle while you're here in Clearwater Beach, most of the public parking lots will cost $3 per hour. Now, there is also some on-street parking and some private lot parking spots available for a fee, and myclearwater.com actually has a really nice parking map that does show you where you can find the different parking. We'll leave a link to that in the video description.
Parking has to be the thing we complain about most when visiting Clearwater Beach, so if you can plan a trip without needing a vehicle, we would recommend it. There's actually a new ride service that makes it easier to get to and from Clearwater Beach. It's called the Grouper Airport Express, and it's operated by the PSTA. Now, it does connect the St. Pete Clearwater Airport to any location on Clearwater Beach, including the north end of Sand Key, which we will be taking you to later in this episode.
All you have to do is visit their website or download the Grouper app. You can make your reservation in advance, or you can do it on demand once you arrive at the airport. The rate for the Grouper is $8 for individuals, $20 for groups of 3 and 4, and $30 for groups of 5 to 8 each way.
It's so convenient that once you arrive at the airport, all you have to do is head to baggage claim and follow the signs for the Grouper. They'll even text you updates about the vehicle, and you can track it as it approaches the pickup point. So if you're wanting to enjoy Clearwater Beach without the stress of having a car, we would recommend booking the Grouper for your transfers to and from the St. Pete Clearwater International Airport. For more information about this new service, scan the QR code on the screen or click the link in the video description. Now, we do have to thank the PSTA for sponsoring this portion of the video. Now let's get back to exploring Clearwater Beach.
Now, just across the street from Pier 60 is where you used to be able to book and hop on a bunch of different water-based excursions. We actually sailed on Captain Nemo's pirate ship and the Sea Screamer out of there, but we don't see either of them over there right now because it looks like the whole area is under construction. So we're gonna head a little bit further that way to see if we can find them.
Along the construction fence here, they do have some renderings of what this area is supposed to look like when it's all completed. It's going to be really nice. They also have a list of all the tours and businesses open during construction, and there are a lot of them. We're happy to see that Captain Nemo's is still operating, as well as the Sea Screamer, and also down at the bottom is Yacht Starship, which is a sunset dinner cruise we went on a while back.
So we were able to locate the ticket booth for the Sea Screamer, Captain Nemo's, and a bunch of other excursions that operate out of this area. Now, they've had to move further east down the marina. They're now operating out of little trailers in the parking lot, but they are still open, so we're happy to see that. Now, we actually had an excursion booked for 3 o'clock this afternoon, but due to the inclement weather, they contacted us and let us know that they had actually canceled all of their excursions for the rest of the day. Thankfully, we were able to rebook for 11 o'clock in the morning tomorrow. The weather's looking much better tomorrow as of now, so hopefully we will still be able to show you that experience.
Since our excursion is canceled for this afternoon, we do have a little bit of extra time, so I think we're gonna buzz down to our hotel to check in before heading to our next spot. So the hotel we're staying at is at the very south end of Clearwater Beach, and we weren't planning on showing it to you until tomorrow morning, but since our plans have changed, I think we're going to show you our room, and then tomorrow morning we'll share more of the amenities and whether or not we like staying here. Very tropical in here. Here's the bathroom. The sink is separate from the toilet and the shower area. This room is actually quite spacious. Skylar has found a chair right next to the air conditioner. Needed to cool down a little bit. We've got a king bed here. Looks like we have a microwave and a mini fridge and even a desk area. Now we do have a balcony. We chose a city view balcony. I'm not sure what kind of view we have though.
It's not too impressive.
Let's check it out.
It's the side of a building and a parking lot.
Okay. So you can see a bunch of businesses to the left. Right in front of us is, I think, another hotel. But we actually have a little bit of a water view to the right. There are some rooms that do have much better water views, but they do cost a little bit more.
Now, like Jamie said, we are gonna wait until tomorrow morning to show you more of this hotel, but I do gotta say that based on what we paid for this place, I've been pretty impressed with it so far. Now, if you've been impressed with this video so far, or are at least finding it to be mildly informative or entertaining, be sure to hit that thumbs up button because every like really does help this video to reach a wider audience and helps allow us to continue to keep making Florida videos like this one.
So the dinner spot we're going to take you to tonight is Badfin's, and I chose it because we have never eaten at any of the restaurants along the beach on the south side of the pier, and I saw it had good reviews and 30 craft beers on tap, so I knew it would be an easy sell to Skylar. We'll see you inside.
So they seated us outside, which is actually great because it's pretty comfortable out right now since it's cloudy. We got a nice view of the beach over there. They also put us right next to this stage where there's a band setting up, so it looks like we'll get to enjoy some live music with our dinner as well. I started off with a Coppertail triple beer. It's from a brewery out of Tampa Bay. It's one of my favorites. It's a Belgian triple. It's quite high in alcohol content, but it's pretty smooth. And it's a little bit sweet.
We both ended up ordering bowls. Mine comes with short ribs, and Skylar's comes with house braised pork and mac and cheese. Now, I do have to mention that this place is really known for its frozen drinks, and you can actually get them in a pineapple, but they will cost you around 19 bucks. Thankfully, Skylar is content with his beer tonight.
So this place is off to a great start. Even though it took us a while to decide what we wanted to order, once we did order, it came out super fast, and it looks and smells amazing. Oh man, this pork looks so tender. Oh, good. Now this is definitely one of the best mac and cheeses I've ever had. The sauce is a little bit tangy. The pork is so tender, it just falls apart. And those onion straws really add a nice crisp to it.
My bowl is very different from Skylar's. It has onions, peppers, rice, and beans, and the short rib in there is so tender, and I think it's actually a little bit more tender than Skylar's pork.
Now, when we first got to Badfin's, I gotta be honest, the prices seemed a little bit high, but after we realized how good the food is and also saw those views, it was totally worth it. Now, we would have loved to stay there, enjoy more of that live music and watch the sunset, but we have another sunset spot planned, and it's only a few blocks away, so we'll see you there shortly.
We have made it to our sunset spot, which is at Jimmy's Crow's Nest, all the way on the 10th floor of the Pier 60 Hotel. From up here, you've got a great view of Clearwater Beach as well as the pier. Every night they have a sunset celebration, so you can see some of the vendors and street performers out on the pier right now. And you can also see the marina area where we were earlier. And from here, we can tell that Bar Tiki is open, which is another rooftop bar we've taken it to before. We can also see that the Bait House is reopened, which is one of our favorite spots to eat here on Clearwater Beach.
Now, Jimmy's Crow's Nest is one of those bars that doesn't have prices on the drink menu, which always makes me a little bit nervous, but the waitress did recommend a drink called Tropical Storm Jimmy. It's a frozen rum cocktail. It was 14 bucks, which actually probably isn't that bad of a price considering we're in Clearwater Beach, right on the beach, and have these amazing views of sunset. Now, this drink actually tastes like it has real guava in it, and it definitely has a ton of rum in it, so I am not complaining. It's really good.
Now, I forgot there was another reason that we wanted to be up here for sunset, because not only is this the best view for sunset, but they also do a mini celebration up here and give you complimentary rum punch shots. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. They just rang the bell, which means the sun just set. So it's time for us to take our shots, and we'll see you back in the morning.
Just kidding. So it turns out our hotel is located like 1 block away from the best live music spot in all of Clearwater Beach. And it also turns out they have a brand new stage because the hurricanes last year completely took out their old one. So we got to go check this out, and then we'll see you back in the morning. Good morning. So while Jamie's getting ready this morning, I decided to come down to the little private beach area at this hotel and catch sunrise. So we were really happy to wake up today to find mostly sunny skies. Hopefully that means we're going to be able to go out on that excursion today and also have some really good weather to take you to the beach. Right now we pretty much have this entire area to ourselves, and it's been a really nice spot to watch sunrise. Now this little beach area does face south towards the pass, so sunrise was off to the side quite a bit, but the cool thing about it is that you should be able to see some good color both for sunrise and sunset. Apparently there must be a lot of fish in the water at this beach because there have been a bunch of pelicans diving in the water, and it's been a lot of fun to watch. Now you've probably noticed that this beach is full of loungers and umbrellas, but you do have to pay for those if you want to use them. It's $10 per lounger, and then if there's an umbrella available, you can just use it. There are a few cabanas on the beach as well, and I believe that those are $35 a day to rent. Now, unlike the chairs on the beach, the chairs around the pool area are complimentary, but I just found out that this pool doesn't open until 8 a.m., so we're gonna have to wait a little bit if we want to use it.
They do offer complimentary coffee at the lobby in the morning, so I would recommend grabbing a coffee and coming out here to watch all the bird activity, or maybe even get in the water. This morning it looks really calm and clear. Now we did book the cheapest balcony available, and our view is not that impressive, but there are some balconies on the south side of the property that would have incredible views. You'd be able to see the pool as well as the beach area, and when they have live music at this outside bar, you'd be able to enjoy that too. While the private beach here is really nice, if you do want to experience the main public beach area on Clearwater Beach, that's only a 10-minute walk away.
Now, as you'd probably expect, lodging here in Clearwater Beach is a little bit on the expensive side, but since we're staying here during the down season, the rates are a little more reasonable than other times of the year. We're actually able to get our room here at the Dolphins Sands for a little over $180, including tax, fees, and parking. And considering the amenities as well as its location right on the water, we feel like we got an absolute steal on this place. Now, if you want to book your own room here at the Dolphins Sands, we will leave a link in the video description so you can do just that. But for now, we got to go grab some breakfast.
This hotel does have an on-site restaurant called Cabanas. It's actually rated pretty good, but this location is close to a ton of other highly rated spots, so I think we're going to take you to 2 of them this morning. So we didn't drink much of the coffee at the hotel this morning because we knew there was a coffee shop we wanted to take you to. Over 10 years ago, before we ever moved to Florida, we vacationed just a little bit further south of here, and we stumbled upon a badass coffee. They served Hawaiian coffee, and we had a really good experience there, but unfortunately, that location didn't make it. So we were really excited to see there is one here in Clearwater Beach. On our way, we're walking by Jimmy's Fish House, which we have taken you to on this channel before, and they are back open too. Oh, here it is.
Like Jamie said, it's been at least 10 years since we last had badass coffee, so we're really excited to be able to try it again. I was happy to see that they are still using their coffee ice cubes. We ended up getting a large iced latte. I believe this is called the what?
Beach Bliss.
The Beach Bliss. It's white chocolate and macadamia nut. That's as good as I remember. You can really taste the macadamia nut in that. That's delicious.
I agree. That is as good as we remember from years ago. The coffee flavor is robust and it's balanced really well with the flavors. And one of the best things has to be we can take this with us out in the Florida heat and not have to worry about it getting watered down.
Now we only have about a half hour before we got to get back to our hotel, packed up, and head into our excursion for the day, but we still have one more spot we want to take you to before then. We actually passed by it on our way to Badass Coffee. Now I think they actually sell coffee at this place as well, but since we already have an amazing coffee, we're heading to this place for the donuts.
So Parlor Donuts is located within the Holiday Inn here in Clearwater Beach. It started in Evansville, Indiana, and has expanded to locations all throughout the United States. Now, we've never been to one before, but they are known for their layered donuts. They're supposed to be crispy on the outside and light and fluffy on the inside. We ordered a raspberry pistachio donut, as well as one of their seasonal flavors, which is a pumpkin chai. So that donut is exactly as advertised. It's lightly crispy on the outside and very airy in the middle. I would say it's kind of a mixture between your typical donut and a croissant. It's really good.
Now one good thing about summer coming to an end, at least for me, is that you're starting to be able to find pumpkin things everywhere. So I was really excited to find this pumpkin flavored donut. I don't think I've ever had a donut quite like that before. It's not dense or greasy at all. Like Jamie said, the inside's almost croissant-like. I'm guessing it's a little bit more healthy than your typical donut, and it is delicious as well. I would recommend this.
So we had a really great first experience at Parlor Donuts. Not only did we love their donuts, we really enjoyed the atmosphere and the staff were really friendly. I think we have our new morning routine for when we visit Clearwater Beach. Sunrise on the beach, badass coffee, Parlor Donuts. We just checked out of the hotel. We've got our scooters all packed up in the back and we are on our way to the marina because the weather today looks fantastic. If you do book an excursion out of this marina, you can contact the vendors who can give you a daily code so you can park for $1 an hour. And you can easily pay at these pay stations. Because we are here in the middle of the week during the summertime, we didn't have to worry about parking too much. There's plenty of spaces, but when it is busier here, you may want to come a little bit early to make sure you can get a space. So the excursion that we booked is with Encounters with Dolphins. It's a nature tour where they try to find dolphins, and if the weather is right, they do take you to an island where you can swim, snorkel, and shell. We have a really small group today. I think there are 6 additional people on this tour. We're gonna have a lot of room on the boat. We're just glad they're still going out. We're taking off. While there definitely are disadvantages to visiting this area of Florida in the summertime, some of the advantages are to be on a tour that practically feels like a private tour. Now, don't expect this all the time. We just happen to be really lucky today. Now, this boat does have a marine toilet and it is fully covered, so there's a lot of shade here, which I like. Right now, we're just cruising around looking for the dolphins. I believe we are approaching the bridge that we stayed close to. As we go under it, we should be able to see the hotel we stayed at to the right over here. As we're heading into the pass, the water is getting much prettier.
Hey, this dark spot you see moving here, that is a manatee.
First manatee sighting. It just came up.
Oh my goodness, so cute.
With spotting that manatee, this has already been a successful trip. Right now we are going past the hotel we just checked out of so you can get a better view of it.
So as we were passing by the hotel that we just checked out of a couple hours ago, we saw a spotted ray jump out of the water. According to our guide, it was probably being chased by a hammerhead shark, so something to consider when you're deciding whether or not to go swimming in the water in Clearwater Beach. So since the seas are pretty calm today, they were able to actually take us out into the Gulf. I'm not sure if that's something that this tour normally does, but we're glad to be able to do it.
hotel we stayed at looks like a baby in between those two bigger buildings. It's definitely one of the older hotels on the beach. So this is Compass Key, and this island is so much smaller than I was expecting, but it is awesome. Someone left their shoes out here. The water is almost like glass, so you can see the reflection of all the buildings over there. We always love when the water looks like glass, and it's not very often that we get to see it. So this island was not what I was expecting. It is so tiny, and I absolutely love it. You've got the view of Sand Key to my right here, and over to my left is the bridge that goes over to Clearwater Beach. Today the water out here does look pretty clear. They said it is lower tide, so it could be a good time for shelling. Our first mate is out in the water looking for some shells. Looks like he's found some stuff. Oh yeah, you can just see the shells in the water here. There are a lot of rocks, but there are shells too. I would probably recommend water shoes because it is pretty rocky.
So this is a Florida horse conch. They are the second largest sea snail on the planet and the largest sea snail that is found in the Atlantic. They can get up to almost 2 feet long and weigh over 11 pounds.
So the water out here in the intercoastal does have a bit of a greenish tint to it. It's definitely not as pretty as the water in the Gulf, but it is nice and calm. It is still pretty clear and definitely a really good spot to cool off in.
Our first mate was saying that sometimes there are purple sea urchins out here, so you definitely want to watch where you're stepping. Oh, here's one of those purple sea urchins. Yeah, now that we're out a little bit farther and I'm looking for them, there are quite a few out here.
They're all over. This one's moving a lot. I can really feel it on my hand.
I can see it moving. All right, put it back home. Well, the boat blew its horn 3 times, which means we have to get back on board. But gosh, even though this island was tiny, we really enjoyed our visit and we could have stayed out here much longer. I think they typically only stay here for 20 or 30 minutes, so it is a quick trip, but still a highlight of this excursion for us. Skylar left his stuff all the way across the island, but thankfully it's so small, it will only take him a few seconds to get back. You ready to go?
I guess so.
I know, we're not really ready, but we gotta go. That island was beautiful, but it was also hot, so it is nice to be back in the shade. Well, we're heading back out to the Gulf to try to find some dolphins. They've got reports from other captains that they are out there in the same area we were earlier today.
All right, my friend, we do have some dolphins up ahead of us. They are right about 1 o'clock, surfing through the shops here. Right here. All right. There.
Now, when they found us the dolphins, they really found us the dolphins. There were 2 different nursery pods, meaning there was at least 1 baby, and also 2 males. This is probably the best dolphin sighting tour we have ever been on.
Now, as we make our way into shore, I do have to mention one of the reasons we chose to book this specific dolphin tour, and that's because they actually allow you to bring on your own food and beverages, and that does include alcoholic beverages. Now, since our tour went out at 11, we chose not to bring any beer out, but I'm kind of wishing I would have brought a couple because it's starting to heat up, and one would taste really good right now.
We just got done with our dolphin tour, and even if we wouldn't have seen all those dolphins, it would have been worth the price for us. For both of us, it was right around $60, and in our opinion, that was a steal for the experience that we got. And if you're interested in booking it yourself, we'll leave a link to that in the video description.
Now, we got to thank Connor and Dylan for showing us such a great time out on the water. And because today is an absolute perfect beach day, we're actually going to pop back over to the beach by Pier 60 to show you what it looks like on a typical sunny day this time of year. After that, we're going to take you a little bit south to another beach that we expect to be a lot less busy. So we've made it back out to the beach here at Pier 60, and while it's not too crazy busy today, we're happy to see that it is much more like what we expect this beach to look like this time of year. Now overall, I think it's safe to say that Clearwater Beach has recovered from the hurricanes for the most part. There are still some signs of them here and there, but almost all the places we've visited in Clearwater Beach over the years are back open, and we're so happy to see that. Now in our next episode, we're actually going to be visiting another incredibly popular Florida beach town that's just a little bit to the south of here. Now that town actually got hit much harder by the hurricanes, so unfortunately we are expecting to see a lot more signs of the hurricane devastation there still, but I'm sure we're still going to find a lot of fun things to see and do. And if you don't want to miss that experience, make sure you're subscribed to our channel and have those notifications turned on.
We have made it to Sandkey County Park, which is just over the bridge south of Clearwater Beach. Now there is a $6 fee for parking, but you can stay all day. This park does have restrooms, rinse-off stations, and water fountains. There is a concession stand on the beach and a trailer. Now it is a bit of a walk from the parking lot to the beach. It starts out as a boardwalk, but then transitions into a sand path. Now the area where the restrooms are, there is a mat that will take you down a little bit of the ways, but it doesn't go all the way out to the water.
We haven't even made it all the way to the beach yet, and it already feels so much more natural and peaceful out here. You get a little bit of that feeling around North Clearwater Beach, but to me, this is a whole nother level.
The water feels really good today. It's actually a bit wavy and it feels like there is a little bit of an undertow. They do have the green flags out. There are lifeguards at this park. Now the swimming area here is very shallow. You have to walk out quite a ways to get deep. It's very nice.
And it's really sandy too.
And you can also rent loungers and umbrellas out here.
No drinking though.
No, yeah, can't bring alcohol. The sand here isn't quite as soft and powdery as the sand on Clearwater Beach. I'd say it is a little bit more shelly. And at least from our experience, there is more seagrass here. It does feel like a more natural beach.
As you can probably see behind me, Sandkey is full of condos. It is mostly residential, and there's not a whole lot to do out here other than to come to the park and go to the beach. But they do have some really highly rated restaurants, and we're going to be taking you to one of them in a little bit. We've made it to our late lunch spot here on Sandkey, Columbia Restaurant, which is a family-owned and operated establishment that dates all the way back to 1905. Now, there's actually 7 Columbia restaurants in Florida, with the majority of them being located in the Tampa Bay area, but I have a feeling that this one is going to have the best views. We'll see you inside.
Now, before anybody asks, the reason there is hardly anybody else in this restaurant is because we are here at around 3 o'clock on a Wednesday during their low season. So I guarantee you it is not typically this slow. Now, we are sitting close to a window with a great view of the water. They actually have a patio that you can sit outside, but we've been out in the heat all day, so we are happy to sit inside in the air conditioning, but still have that view. We can actually see that sandbar island that we stopped at earlier today.
So I decided to start our lunch off with an Estrella, which is a Spanish beer. Jamie decided she needed some caffeine, so she got a cafe con leche. And we've ordered a lot of cafe con leches, but this is the first time they actually dumped the milk into the coffee right at our table. It's very strong and very good. For our food, we decided to start off with an appetizer of crab croquetas.
Those are so crispy on the outside and soft on the inside, and they are just stuffed with crab.
These croquetas definitely remind me of being in Spain. We tried so many croquetas there. I'm not sure if any of those were as good as these ones are though, but then again, none of those had crab in them.
So I had to try their famous 1905 salad, which is made tableside, and that is really good. The dressing on that is really tangy. I know they add Worcestershire sauce to their dressing. I love Worcestershire sauce, so I would recommend this salad for sure. I also had to try what's known as the best Cuban in Florida. It's on La Segunda bread, and it looks delicious. Now that is a good Cuban. The bread is nice and crispy. Now, is it the best in Florida? I don't know, but I would still recommend it.
Now, I already forget what my dish is called, but the description on the menu sounded really good, and it is. It's kind of just like a pot roast. It has a really rich gravy. The beef is super tender, but instead of potatoes and veggies, it comes with black beans, rice, and plantains. We just finished up our lunch at Columbia, and while the food was really good, the highlight, at least for me, had to be the atmosphere. The decor and the tile work was so unique. It really did remind us of being in a restaurant back in Spain, but much, much bigger, and those waterfront views really added to the experience.
Surprisingly, we both agreed that our favorite thing had to be that 1905 salad, and to be able to enjoy that with these views was the perfect way to end our time in Clearwater Beach. But if you're interested in seeing even more things to do in the Clearwater Beach area, then go ahead and click here right now. Thanks for watching.